AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
When they go to those lineups with Nas Reed in there to mix him in there with Ant-Man and DiVincenzo comes off the bench, you're gonna see Nas Reed and DiVincenzo lineups to spread the floor. They're gonna have to, because we know Goldberg's gonna have to sit at some point. That's when I think you're gonna see maybe a Nas Reed, Julius Randle, DiVincenzo lineup. Maybe that makes sense for them.
It does make sense because Reed will spread the floor. Now Randle can go to the rim like a wrecking ball.
Right, and shit.
That's not that bad. Now you mention that.
Yeah, but that's a good case scenario for them.
They'll be okay.
That's beyond okay, bro. That's beyond okay. DiVincenzo coming off the bench and Nas Reed to open the floor up, similar to the Knicks, similar to what we have right now on the offensive end.
I think so many people though are so enamored with the 3-point shot and spacing, and I know that's so emphasized in today's game, and it's valid and important, but it just feels as though I think that people are just, writing the Wolves off so easy. They just got so much worse. They're idiots, and the Knicks are so genius for this. I don't know. I mean, I think the Knicks won this trade, but the Wolves are also getting a first-round pick.
Yeah,
and we'll see how it goes. I think when you mention it, yeah, Nas Reed and Randle together, and the spacing concerns are a lot better there. And Will Randle, like, as I said, that imposing physicality is something, because to me, the Wolves are filled with a bunch of dogs, but it's mostly their perimeter defenders to me.
Yeah.
Because Cat is considered soft because of all the stuff he does. And then Gobert, we know his reputation. He's a great shot blocker that intimidates guys to shoot, but no one actually fears him in any way. They all take shots at him. I've never seen a player with such a great resume so disrespected by his peers like Gobert. So, like,
nobody
Randle.
respects him.
What'd you say?
I said nobody respects him.
It's crazy, right? And then Randle,
who even comes second? Who even has this many accolades and we just go, nah, he wasn't it.
It's bigger than the fans. It's the players themselves constantly take shots.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah. We're all in unison. Like, he got 4 DPOYs, but we don't believe you. They sit you out of playoff games. I don't even know who's second place.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that's that talked about like that. Because, like, for example, I don't know. A lot of people might dislike Draymond Green, but a lot of people respect his basketball ability and what he's accomplished. And they know how important he is for Golden State. And I think, how do you guys think the Nuggets are feeling about this?
Oh, and they didn't have anything enough to offer us for Julius Randle, but to be honest, Randle would have made a lot of sense over there. Because Joker with Randle, he would make.
Why
the
would
games
you rather have Randle than Gordon?
Than Aaron? You're not trading Aaron Gordon. That's what I'm saying. They didn't have enough to offer us. Maybe they would try to dump off the other kid that shoots 3-pointers because he's very streaky. MPJ, but we wouldn't have taken him.
Hell no.
No, I don't mean the Nuggets. I don't mean the Nuggets for a trade. I mean, do they feel as though, because the Wolves are the team that beat them, and Cat did a good job on Jokic? Do you think that they feel like, oh, okay, we got them this year if we play them?
Damn, Cat did. That's when he showed out, and that's when we thought he went over the hump, and then he kind of regressed against Dallas.
Yeah,
for those final couple games. Yeah, shit, because Randle's not doing that for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you guys think Randle can be a body on Jokic? No, right? He's giving up 3 inches compared to Cat.
So that's the mismatch. That's the mismatch. That's a huge mismatch. No matter how deep you are with Minnesota, Joker might give you 50 because he's cooking Goldberg, he's cooking all you guys, even Nas Reed.
Well, the thing is, though, the guys that bother Joker, and I'm using bother somewhat lightly, are those guys with the stronger, a little smaller than him, low center of gravity, get underneath him. Can Randle do that? I mean, you guys have watched him defend, but like we don't see guys defend the post anymore. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know how good of a post defender Randle is because I don't watch him every single night. You know what I mean?
Well, Randle ain't no cone, and Randle ain't no pushover. So I'm not saying he's the best post defender, but he'll provide whatever Cat was providing them on defense. He'll provide them in some.
Okay, then.
But not what Cat provided. I don't think he can. Not Cat. It's with specifically with the Jokic Cat, matchup. defensively, I don't think Randle provides that. And when he is a cone, it's usually off ball. He sucks on rotation. He spaces out. But if all he has to do is guard the big man, he knows where the big man's going, especially someone like Joker. Can he have the low center of gravity like you put it? It's possible. But maybe a lot of Nas Reed's will be there to fill in for Cat, like we said. That might help them with Joker too, even though how did Nas Reed do against Joker?
Really well.
Shut his ass
So,
down.
He did such a good job.
Shut his ass down.
Yeah,
they was taking turns jumping him.
Yeah.
So this ain't bad for Minnesota. They keep making moves too. Like again, even though they gave we're kind of on the fence still with Rudy Gobert. They gave up 7 draft picks or whatever it was, but they conference finals.
No,
So-
that's a win now. I mean, they made it to the conference finals the second time in franchise history. You can't really say they lost that trade anymore.
Especially with 20 years ago with Garnett, what we saw, and it's like there's going to be a constant conversation of, hey, if Garnett was on the Spurs, if Garnett was actually on a good team, now we have a superstar over there in Minnesota with a front office that's trying, a coach that's trying, and they're trying to win. So maybe Western Conference Finals isn't the goal this year, and you leave the possibility out there because Randle's still an All-NBA dude, right? But the goal is, like to Flea's point earlier, however this turns out, we got $40 million coming off the books this year. And then we work on that in the offseason. I don't even know who's available in the offseason, but somebody might be available for a trade. That's a better fit. I mean, who is the guy to replace Cat that they're looking for anyway?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, man. I wouldn't be surprised. It'll be maybe a little bit tougher after the Terrence Mann thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers try to inquire about Randle because we do lack a 4.
Ooh.
And we have lost a third scorer with Paul George being gone.
Who would you?
That ain't bad.
Who do you give up?
I mean,
a lot of money.
at that point, you wouldn't have to you would wait to trade him. I mean, you would trade him, or wouldn't you just wait to sign him in the offseason?
And I don't like Randle in your lineup with Kawhi there.
Why
I don't
not?
like that lineup. I don't like
And the
Kawhi
spacing isn't great with Randle and Zubats either. I mean,
add
that's
that.
the thing with Randle, right? Like, and that's the dilemma with today's NBA is they want the 4 to essentially just be like a big 3, a guy that can stretch the floor and stuff like that. What makes Aaron Gordon so good with Jokic is like Jokic can stretch the floor, and that high-low action with Jokic at the foul line or something, and he just lobs it up to Gordon in the dunker spot is like so lethal. But Randle's not a vertical threat like that, and like he's not. What do you guys think about Randle's like mid-range 18-footer? Because like back in the 2000s, you would want your 4 spacing the floor, but not that far out. But like a lot of them were like good post players and stuff. And like Randle is not a bad post player, but like he just seems out of control to me.
He's a better shooter than he's ever been, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he obviously could be a better shooter, but he's better than what he was. I don't like him settling for 18 footers, me personally.
Right.
I like him getting to the rim, getting downhill, making quick decisions. I don't like him just standing out there, jab stepping, massaging the ball, putting the ball on the floor. Like, get to something quickly. And he is that talented the way he can get to that. But I just think his decision making has to be a little quicker. Yeah. And if it is like that in Minnesota, that adds a touch to them that that they didn't have.
Yeah, and he also just catches the ball so high. Like if you caught the ball close to the basket, you're already 1 or 2 dribbles away from the paint. You're making the defense collapse. Like I wonder how, because you saw Cat last season. They even ran some pick and rolls with Cat, the ball handling, and Gobert screening, and they got lobs and stuff. Like that was an interesting dynamic.
That is true.
Will Randle be able to give Gobert easy buckets? Like how are they going to complement each other offensively? That'll be interesting to see.
That's his flaw, though. Like, no matter what he's great at, Randle is not consistent at it. He's not persistent at it. He's always just very, the emotions. That's what we always didn't like about him. It doesn't feel like he lives in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he got necessarily better at shooting, Flea. I just think he got more selective last season.
Better shot select. I agree. You are hitting that right on. Yeah, absolutely.
But offensively, without Nas Reed there, and you have McDaniels, he's not a great three-point shooter. Ant-Man is starting to turn up. He's starting to get better at everything. We know this. And that mid-range game, along with Randle, especially in this era, that's going to be tough not to crowd. Especially when we saw R.J. Barrett along with Randle, even though Ant-Man is not a lefty, it's still, you got to operate. We saw Brunson and Randle operate last season, and it was dope. But that was especially after we got OG and they spread the floor. So they got to have Nas Reed out there a lot and DiVincenzo out there a lot, because they're a Randle, McDaniels, and Ant-Man lineup is and Gobert is very clunky. Very clunky.
Totally agree.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.